feel like your body is aging faster than normal? Maybe it's harder for you to get up in the mornings. You feel more tired during the day, and even though you sleep well, it seems like rest no longer restores you like before. You've noticed your muscles have lost strength, that you lack the energy to do things you used to do without thinking. Maybe it's harder to remember small details, you isolate yourself a little more, or you feel less like yourself. If that's the case, let me tell you something important. You are not alone, and you're not imagining things. The truth is, not all of us age at the same pace. There are people who at 70 or 80 years old still walk with a steady step, a clear mind, and a will to live, while others, at the same age, feel faded, tired, with a more fragile body and a clouded mind. Why? What causes some to age naturally and slowly, while others seem to have the years weigh down on them much more quickly? The answer lies in the signs. The body warns you, the mind too. And when 3 or more of the signs you'll hear today appear, it's very likely that you are aging faster than normal. The worrying part is that many times we don't notice it until it's too late, until something breaks inside or outside. But here's the good news. You still have time. In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 clear signs that indicate if you are aging earlier than you should. And most importantly, I will show you what you can do to reverse it, or at least slow it down. Because yes, it's possible. With small changes, with awareness, with determination. It's not just about living longer, but living better. So stay until the end. Maybe you'll discover things you had never noticed, or maybe you'll confirm what you already sensed. But either way, you will leave here with clarity, tools, and a new drive to take control of your life. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you and where are you watching from? I'll love to read you. Check. Sign 1. You feel tired all the time. There is a difference between being tired and being exhausted inside. We all feel tired sometimes. A bad night's sleep, a long day, some worries. But if every day, without exception, you wake up feeling like you didn't rest enough, if that lack of energy follows you like a shadow throughout the day, it's time to pay attention. And we're not just talking about sleep. We're talking about a deeper fatigue, one that doesn't go away with a nap or a cup of coffee. Think of someone like Martha, 74 years old. She goes to bed early, sleeps 8 hours or even more. She doesn't have insomnia. But when she opens her eyes, she already feels heavy. Her body takes time to start. She drags herself to the kitchen, sits on a chair for a while before starting the day. And it's not laziness. Martha has always been active, but lately, she feels like her body just doesn't respond. That constant feeling of exhaustion is not normal, and much less inevitable. One of the most common reasons is a slowed metabolism. With age, the body starts to work more slowly. Digestion is slower, circulation is lazier, cell regeneration takes longer, and all that translates into less energy available. Add to that the lack of movement. Many older people fall into the trap of inactivity. They move less, do less physical effort, and that causes the body to lose muscle tone, the heart to work less, the lungs not to expand as they should. And if there isn't enough oxygen circulating through your blood, it's normal that your whole body runs at half speed. Also, there is another less visible but equally important factor: accelerated cellular oxidation. When cells age faster than they should, they start to lose their ability to produce energy. It's like their batteries are drained, and that shows in your mood, motivation, and vitality. Now, how do you tell the difference between normal tiredness and one caused by accelerated cellular aging? Normal tiredness appears after doing something demanding, a long walk, a hectic day, and it goes away with rest. But fatigue from accelerated aging is constant, even after sleeping well, even after doing nothing all day. It's a feeling of lacking strength, even for simple things: climbing stairs, making the bed, talking to someone. If you identified with this, don't worry. There are ways to recover that energy. Here's a simple but powerful micro tip. Do at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise daily. You don't need to go to a gym. Walk, stretch, move. Movement activates metabolism, improves circulation, and increases oxygenation. And stay well hydrated. Many times, fatigue is simply a sign of dehydration. The body needs water to function, much more than you think. It may seem like a small detail, but your body will notice. Just moving more and drinking more water, you could start feeling improvements in a few days. Don't ignore that constant tiredness. Don't normalize it. It could be one of the first signs that your body is aging faster than it should. And the best part is, you still have time to change it. Tank. Sign 2. You have lost strength or muscle mass. Is it harder for you to open a jar you used to open effortlessly? Has climbing stairs become a task that leaves you breathless? Do you realize that carrying supermarket bags now feels like a feat? These are not minor signs. They are clear warnings. Warnings that your body is losing something fundamental, muscle mass, and more seriously, functional strength. From the age of 60, a natural process called sarcopenia begins. It is the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength. We all experience it, but not all of us suffer equally. Some people reach 80 with a strong and stable body, and others at 65 already feel like any effort weighs on them like a mountain. The difference lies in how they take care of themselves, and if they act in time. Let's think of Enrique's case. 73 years old. He was always an active man, working his whole life in carpentry. But when he retired, his physical activity decreased. He stopped doing strength work, stopped walking as much, became more sedentary. At first he didn't notice anything, but within months he started feeling weaker. He could no longer carry the water jug alone. He struggled to get up from the armchair without support. One day, while trying to lift a not-so-heavy box, he slipped and fell to the floor. Fortunately, it wasn't serious, but it was a wake-up call. What Enrique didn't know is that by stopping exercising his muscles, he was letting them slowly die. Muscle is not just strength, it is life. Muscle maintains your posture, protects your bones, regulates your metabolism. When you lose muscle mass, the risk of falls, fractures, and dependence increases. Even diseases like diabetes or cognitive decline. Yes, it also affects your mind. The good news is, muscle can recover, at any age. It doesn't matter if you are 60, 70, or even older. Your muscles respond to stimuli as long as you put them to work. You don't need to lift weights in a gym. You can start with simple exercises at home. Getting up and sitting down from a chair without using your arms. Climbing steps slowly while keeping your balance. Walking with a steady pace for 20 or 30 minutes. Using water bottles as homemade weights to strengthen your arms. Practicing balance, for example, standing on one foot for a few seconds. Do it every day, a little at a time. The important thing is consistency, not intensity. Remember, if you don't use your muscles, you lose them. But if you take care of them, work them, feed them with movement, they give you back security, energy, and independence. Loss of strength is not just part of aging. Many times it is the result of inaction. And that you can change. Start today. Make your body trust you again. Take. Sign 3. Memory problems or episodes of confusion. We all forget things sometimes. Not finding the keys. Entering a room and not remembering why. Leaving the phone in the refrigerator without realizing it. Those things can happen at any age. But there are forgetfulness episodes that are no longer so normal. And if they repeat, if they come with moments of confusion, if they make you feel something is wrong with your mind, then it's time to pay attention. Imagine Teresa, 79 years old, a lucid woman, talkative, with a good memory. But for some months, something changed. She forgot how to get to the neighborhood bakery, the same one she's bought from for 20 years. Another day, while talking with her granddaughter, she couldn't remember the word fork. She fell silent, nervous, while searching in her mind for such a simple word. These are not common forgettings. They are signs of early cognitive decline, and often they reflect that the brain is suffering more than it appears. Did you know accelerated aging also affects the brain? Just as the skin wrinkles and bones lose density, the brain can inflame, oxidize, and function less effectively. This phenomenon is called neuroinflammation, and it is one of the main causes of memory loss in old age. And why does this happen? For several reasons, but the most common are poor nutrition. A diet rich in sugars, trans fats, and ultra-processed foods feeds inflammation in the brain. Lack of restorative sleep. The brain needs deep sleep to clean itself, regenerate, and consolidate memories. Chronic stress. Living with constant worry, anxiety, or emotional tension releases substances that damage neural connections over time. Now then, how do you differentiate normal forgetfulness from those indicating accelerated brain aging? Normal forgetfulness is not remembering the name of an actor and then recalling it later. But warning signs are forgetting family members' names, getting lost on familiar routes, leaving objects in absurd places, and not remembering moving them. Also, repeating the same story several times in a short period, or showing difficulty following a conversation that was once easy. Another important indicator is behavior change. Irritability without reason, sudden apathy, loss of interest in activities you used to enjoy. All this can be connected to a brain that is not functioning well. So, what can you do? First, consult a doctor if you notice your forgetfulness affects your daily life. Don't wait until it becomes severe. The sooner these symptoms are detected, the more can be done to stop them. And second, take care of your brain like you take care of your heart. Feed it with fruits, vegetables, good fats like olive oil, and reduce sugars. Sleep well, at least 7 hours. Prioritize deep, uninterrupted rest, and look for activities that keep it active. Reading, learning something new, doing crosswords, conversing. The brain loves challenges, even in old age. Remember, you are not losing your memory for no reason. It can be a sign that you are aging faster than you should. And the good news is, you can still do something about it. Check. Sign 4. You are socially isolating yourself. How long has it been since you had a conversation that made you laugh? Or a long chat, one that makes you feel accompanied, understood, part of the world? Maybe you have noticed it, or maybe not. But little by little, without realizing it, you have stopped going out. Visiting friends, calling on the phone, even answering it. Social isolation doesn't always start with a big decision. Sometimes it's silent. It disguises itself as, I don't feel like it. It's cold. Better another day. But over time, that another day becomes weeks, then months. And that's when the real danger begins. We're not just talking about emotional loneliness, we're talking about how isolation accelerates aging, and more deeply than you imagine. Imagine Louis, an 82-year-old man who, after becoming a widower, stayed at home. At first he received visits, but over the years he stopped looking for them. He didn't want to talk about his pain. He thought he had nothing interesting to share. Little by little, his world shrank to 4 walls, a turned-on television, and silence. His mood dropped. His memory began to fail. His physical health, too. Louis wasn't fragile because of age. He was because he was alone too long. Science has shown something shocking. Social isolation in older adults can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases, weakens the immune system, and reduces life expectancy. Did you know that older people who maintain an active social network tend to live longer and with better quality of life? And it's not about having a calendar full of events. A meaningful conversation a day is enough. Yes, a chat with someone who truly listens to you, with whom you can share how you feel, what you think, what worries or makes you happy. Human connections nourish the soul and also the body. They lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone. They protect the brain from cognitive decline, and they keep the emotional heart beating stronger. On the other hand, when you stop talking, sharing, feeling part of something, your mind begins to shut down slowly. Constant loneliness affects sleep, nutrition, motivation, and it can open the door to depression in old age, one of the most invisible and least diagnosed. If you've felt more isolated lately, more disconnected, don't ignore it. Make a call. Go for a walk where you might meet others. Join an activity, even a small one, a class, a club, a church, a neighborhood group. It doesn't matter if you have many friends or just one. What matters is that you don't let loneliness become part of your routine. You are aging faster if you are alone more than you need. And the way to stop that process isn't medicine or diet. It's looking someone in the eyes again and feeling that you matter. Because yes, you matter. More than you think. Sign 5. Evident physical changes in a short time. Sometimes you don't need to go to the doctor to know something is wrong. A mirror is enough. Just look at yourself honestly. Not out of vanity, but out of health. There are people who suddenly seem to age all at once. Their skin changes, their body shrinks, their voice sounds different. And we're not talking about something that happens in decades. Sometimes it happens in months. I remember a phrase from a woman named Anna, 78 years old. My sister always seemed older than me. But recently, I looked closely in the mirror, and I realized I now look 10 years older than her. She said it with a mix of surprise and sadness. There was something beyond wrinkles or grey hair. Her face looked dull, her back had curved, her nails were fragile and cracked, and her voice no longer had strength. These are evident physical changes that, although they seem normal with age, can actually be signs of accelerated cellular aging. Let's look at some of the most common. Thinner, dull skin. When skin loses collagen and elastin, it becomes more fragile, wrinkles easily, and takes longer to heal. Curved posture, loss of muscle mass, bone weakness, and lack of physical activity directly affect body alignment. Brittle or spotted nails. Nails reflect your nutrition directly. If they're fragile, scratched, or dull, there may be important vitamin and mineral deficiencies. Thin or easily falling hair. Beyond hair loss due to age, hair that suddenly weakens may indicate lack of iron, collagen, or poor circulation. Weak or trembling voice. The voice ages too. But if it happens suddenly, it may reflect muscle weakness, dehydration, or loss of mass in the vocal cords. Why does this happen? When your body's cells lose their ability to regenerate properly, physical deterioration accelerates. This can be due to several reasons, such as lack of collagen, which is like the natural glue that keeps your skin, nails, and joints firm and elastic. Vitamin D deficiency, which affects bone health, the immune system, and mood. Cellular oxidation, caused by poor diet, constant stress, smoking, or excessive sun exposure. Now then, what can you do? You don't need magic formulas or expensive creams. Changes start with the basics. Conscious nutrition. Include foods rich in collagen such as bone broth, fish, leafy green vegetables, and citrus fruits. Good hydration. Drink enough water. Skin, hair, and nails show first when there is a lack of fluid. Sun, but in moderation. The sun helps produce vitamin D, but don't overdo it. 15 minutes a day on your arms or face is enough, always avoiding the hottest hours. And an extra tip, move. A daily walk not only strengthens muscles and bones, it also improves posture, circulation, and yes, even the sparkle in your eyes. Aging is not a race, but if your body is signaling that it's going faster than it should, then it's time to listen. Because it's not about looking young. It's about living with dignity, energy, and clarity all the years you still have ahead. Do you have 3 or more? Then you must act. Now that you know the 5 signs, it's time to take an honest pause and look within. Ask yourself, without fear and with total honesty, did you identify with 3 or more of these signs? If the answer is yes, then your body is talking to you. And it's not whispering. It's raising its voice. It's not about panicking. We're not saying something serious will happen tomorrow. But what is clear is that an accelerated process is underway, and you still have time to stop it. This is not a medical diagnosis, but it is common sense diagnosis. Chronic tiredness, sudden changes in your appearance, slower memory, the desire to isolate yourself, loss of strength or vitality. These are not just things of aging. They are signs that your lifestyle needs urgent adjustment. Do you know what people who live over 90 years with good quality of life have in common? They are not all rich. They don't have magic genes. They don't follow a perfect diet. What they do is act in time. When they feel something changes, they don't ignore it. They don't cover it up with excuses. Don't justify it by saying, "I'm old." Instead, they adjust the course. They get up, they move, they ask for help, they eat better, they return to habits that connect them with life, and above all, they don't give up. You can do that too. It's not late, but the clock has already started ticking. Today can be the day you decide to take care of your well-being. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Because waiting only takes you farther away from the life you deserve. And the truth is, no one will do it for you. Neither doctors, nor family, nor time. Only you. Imagine this were a sign on the road that says, "Last exit before accelerated deterioration." What would you do? Keep going straight? Or take that exit and start again? Sometimes true aging isn't in wrinkles, but in resignation. And you are not here to give up. You are here because you still have so much life to live. So if you felt 3 or more signs resemble you too much, do something. Walk. Call a loved one. Prepare a nutritious meal. Drink water. Turn off the TV and go get some sun. Do something today your future self will thank you for. Because the body can weaken, but the will can always be reborn. TOEIC. Habits that are accelerating your aging without you noticing. Now that you know how to identify the signs, there is something even more important: understanding what is causing them. Because no one wakes up one day and suddenly aged 10 years. No. Accelerated aging is the result of small habits repeated every day. And the most dangerous thing is many of these habits seem harmless. But over time, they steal your energy, health, and years of life. Let's look at 5 of the most common. First, sedentary lifestyle. Spending most of the day sitting or not moving enough is like slowly turning off the body's engine. Your muscles weaken, your circulation slows, and your metabolism becomes sluggish. Constant tiredness, bad posture, and loss of strength do not come by chance. They are the bill of movement you no longer do. Second, excess sugar. Sugar not only makes you gain weight, it also inflames the body and brain, accelerates cellular aging, and affects your memory. That daily dessert, those sugary drinks, that constant, "I deserve it." Over time, they are like a silent bomb that damages your energy, your skin, and your mind. Third, chronic stress, constant worry, accumulated anger, the feeling that the world weighs on your shoulders. All this accelerates aging of the heart, immune system, and brain. Stress doesn't just tire you out, it breaks you inside slowly. Fourth, poor sleep. Sleeping little, badly, or at irregular hours prevents your body from recovering. Sleep is when the body repairs itself, the brain cleans toxins, and memory organizes. If you steal hours from sleep, you are taking years off your life without realizing it. Fifth, lack of human contact. Isolation not only saddens, it also weakens your immune system, turns off your mind, and accelerates cognitive decline. You don't need to be surrounded by people all the time, but you do need at least one meaningful conversation a day. Someone to share sincere words, a laugh, or even accompanied silence. Do you see the connection? Each of these habits directly feeds the aging signals we saw earlier. Sedentarism shows in your fatigue and posture. Excess sugar shows in your skin and memory. Stress manifests in your energy and mental health. Poor sleep affects your clarity, mood, and body. And loneliness ages you more than any wrinkle. But the good news is this: all these habits can be changed. You don't need a drastic transformation. Just start with one daily decision, small but firm. A short walk, a sugar-free dinner, a deep breath, a respected sleep schedule, a call to someone who loves you. Small acts have great power, and the power to rejuvenate begins with your next choice. What you can do today to reverse or slow accelerated aging. Maybe you're wondering, and now what do I do with all this I've learned? Good news? You don't need to wait for a magic recipe or change your life overnight. What you need is to start today, even if it's just with one step. Because youth is not in years, it's in movement and sense of life. Here I share 5 simple actions you can start today. Not tomorrow, today. To slow or even reverse accelerated aging. 1. Walk 30 minutes a day. You don't need to run, go to the gym, or follow a complicated routine. Just walk. Walk at your pace, silently or with music, around your neighborhood or inside the house. Walking moves your body, oxygenates your blood, clears your mind, and most importantly, it gives you back control. 2. Eat real fruits and vegetables. Forget canned products, ultra-processed cookies, foods full of hidden sugars. Fill your plate with color: orange from a carrot, green from spinach, red from a strawberry. They are simple but full of life. Every natural bite you give your body is a message that says, I want to take care of you. I want you to live longer and better. 3. Sleep well. Create your nighttime routine. Turn off screens 1 hour before sleeping. Read, breathe, be thankful. Give your body the signal that it's time to rest. Sleeping is not a luxury. It's the sacred moment where your body and mind repair. 4. Call someone. Talk. Don't lock yourself in. Don't isolate. Today, dial that number, send that message, open that door. It doesn't matter if the conversation lasts 5 minutes or an hour. What matters is feeling accompanied, that your voice matters, and that life still has bonds to strengthen. 5. Do something that excites you. Do you remember the last time you looked forward to something? A small project, an outing, a new book, a recipe to try. Excitement has no age. And when you live with excitement, your body feels it, reflects it, thanks for it. You can start today. It doesn't matter if you are 60, 70, or 80. It doesn't matter if you have felt time has passed over you. What matters is that you are still here, listening to this, breathing, deciding. And if you can decide, you can change. Youth is not measured in wrinkles or walking speed. It's measured in how you wake up every morning, in the intention with which you live, and in the will to keep leaving your mark. It's not about going back to your 20s. It's about living fully the years you have, and those still to come. Heck. If you've made it this far, let me tell you something very important. You are already doing the most valuable thing you can do for yourself. Paying attention. Not everyone stops to listen to themselves. Not everyone dares to look honestly at their own body, mind, life rhythm. You did, and just for that, you're already one step ahead. Today we saw 5 signs that are not a sentence, but a call to wake up. A reminder that aging doesn't depend only on years, but on the habits we choose every day. Maybe you recognized one sign, or maybe you realized you have 2, 3, or even all of them. And if so, don't panic, but don't ignore it either, because now you know it's not too late. But the time you have is precious. Think about this. How many more years do you want to live with energy, clarity, and purpose? The key lies in what you do from today, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Ask yourself honestly, how many of these signs have you noticed in yourself? And what are you going to change from now on to take care of that body and mind that have accompanied you all your life? I'll read you in the comments. Write down how many signs you saw in yourself and which one you'll tackle first. Maybe by sharing your answer, you'll inspire someone else to do the same. And if this video helped you, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who needs it. Maybe, without knowing it, You're giving them a second chance. A life with more health, connection, and meaning. Because aging is inevitable. But doing it consciously, strongly, and with dignity is a choice. See you in the next video.